The high cost of living in Colorado is impacting families and their beloved pets. As we told you yesterday, across the state, dog surrenders are up and adoptions are down. And the cost of pet care is one of the many reasons why. The number of Coloradans surrendering their dogs is up 7% compared to last year. Overall, shelters took in 8% more dogs and put down 21% more. As our Sean Boyd shows us, one dog lover is now marshaling the animal welfare community to save Colorado's four-legged friends.
According to the National Canine Advocacy Group, nearly 20,000 Coloradans surrendered their dogs last year, and 5,000 of those dogs were euthanized. The numbers are staggering, and the stories behind them heartbreaking. Stories that have prompted a call to action and a glimmer of hope. School is in session at Denver Animal Shelter, where instructor Elizabeth Colson is giving a crash course in puppy parenting.
The goal is to teach rules and boundaries and expectations for our dogs so that they know what it is that we want from them.
Good job.
It's very much like with children. When you want to have children that have manners and are well behaved, there are things you teach them.
The 6-week training is free to anyone who adopts a puppy from the shelter, so cost isn't a barrier. And Colson says failure isn't an option.
Because we're not just failing our own dogs, we're failing the dogs that also don't make it out of the shelter.
With adoptions down and surrenders up, thousands of dogs are languishing in kennels throughout Colorado. And a growing number are being euthanized. Many, Colson says, due to behavioral problems that started when they were puppies and became worse when they entered shelters that are overcrowded and understaffed.
They're not necessarily euthanized because they don't have, they're not perfect dogs. It's because the shelter doesn't have the resources to work with the dogs to make them adoptable. The shelters don't have a lot of options in terms of how to manage that population.
The area's largest shelter, the Dumb Friends League, began limiting dog admissions last month, while Riverdale and Adams County isn't taking any owner surrenders until at least August 10th. As shelters try to incentivize adoptions, Colson is trying to prevent dogs from ending up here in the first place.
There's no happiness in surrendering a dog.
Founder of the nonprofit National Canine Advocacy Group, she's mobilized an army of animal welfare advocates to provide reinforcement for dog owners.
We know that there are financial strains.
She's compiled a list of low and no-cost resources on her website, from veterinary care to temporary housing to free food.
When there are things that a person can do, it empowers them to keep their dog.
Colson also created a Facebook group called Sit Stay Home, where more than a dozen dog trainers offer discount behavioral support. And she's partnered with another nonprofit, Positive Pathways, to rehabilitate shelter dogs and find them homes.
She'll learn that really fast. It's a community problem. As silly as it may sound, it takes a village, and the village is,
Stormy.
We're also doing the best that we can.
Good girl. Ah.
Colson is also on a mission to end the trafficking of dogs. Over the last 3 years, she says the state's 10 largest rescue organizations imported nearly 30,000 dogs, while thousands of dogs sat in Colorado shelters waiting to be rescued. If you'd like to help, the Denver Animal Shelter is running a special this month. Adoptions of any dog over 1 year old are just $25. In Denver, Sean Boyd covering Colorado First.